Well, a Trailgun app developer is in the final stages of developing a smartphone application to diagnose dyslexia and dysgraphia. Hugo Richard, he lives with dyslexia, and through his startup company Dice Tech, hopes to help 1 million children with the condition by 2020. And he joins us in the studio. Good morning.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for coming in. Now, tell me a bit about this app.
Sure. Basically, we are, like you mentioned, trying to actually build a system to diagnose dyslexia and dysgraphia. And so dyslexia is a learning disorder which impacts the ability of reading. And dysgraphia is also a learning disorder which impacts the ability of writing. So to put you in perspective, we're looking at around 20% of the general population with dyslexia. So that's like more than the population of China. And so what we try to do is we use artificial intelligence technology to actually recognize different sort of pattern within dyslexic audio recording. And hopefully we can actually finalize this into an app and have, teacher or parent or even professional to use that app to have some sort of screening process for the child to, but also, have the ability of dynamically and directly have a sort of diagnosis saying, well, there's a high chance that child has dyslexia. We recommend you to have an action and make that child go see a professional.
So dyslexia, for those who don't know, what is it really?
Sure. So dyslexia is a brain-based condition which impact the capacity of reading. And so more precisely, we have a hard time with what's called phonetic decoding, which is basically your ability of understanding those squiggly lines on a piece of paper and actually making them into words and sound in our brain. And the thing is, it's a lifelong condition. But the thing is, there's a lot of program that can help child to actually learn how to read. And so most of those programs are based on brain plasticity, which is basically the ability of our brain to adapt to understand information around it. And in this case, it would be reading. And so that's a big struggle for child at school, because most of the time people don't really know what dyslexia is, and the parents and teacher most of the time say, he's going to grow out of it, or he's a bit lazy, and it could be very hard for the child at school.
What was life like growing up with dyslexia for you?
Very interesting. So when you're in kindergarten, basically you learn by experience. So, you play with toy, and you jump, you run, and everything you learn is by experiencing it. So it's easy game. But as soon as you actually go to primary school, the learning medium is now completely changed, and it's basically all about reading and writing. And so when you have dyslexia, your learning curve is kind of stopped net, and it's sort of very hard, because you can see your friend, in the classroom doing much better than you do, and you kind of have like 5 times more energy requirement to read and do everything in class. So it's been very hard, but luckily Mom actually figured out that after about a year I had dyslexia, and so I went and see a speech pathologist for about 2 years, and learn how to read and learn how to write and all that sort of thing. So, but there's a lot of child who don't have that chance, and that can last for forever, really. So that's.
So then, with this app, how does it work to help parents or teachers work out whether a child has dyslexia or dysgraphia?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, sure. So we actually try to make it extremely simple for everyone to use, and so. For example, for dysgraphia, the only thing you'll have to do is to actually take a picture of a handwritten text. And then we'll be able to actually process this image and give some sort of assessment saying, well, there's a high risk of dysgraphia or low risk. And for dyslexia, it's basically the recording of words. So the idea is to have word on the screen and have the child reading those words, recording those words, and then we'll be able to analyze that and give some sort of assessment also saying, we recommend you to go and see a professional, or actually that child seems to be very fine and you don't have to worry too much about it. So it's very easy.
So the you say it's AI. So in terms of interaction, keeping children interested in interacting with it to help with the assessment, what have you done to the app?
Yeah, sure. That's a good point, because we want the kid to actually be, enjoy the experience. And so we've actually got some cartoon in the app where, the child can actually have fun and, flick through the cartoon and it's kind of fun. So we try to infuse the app with a lot of cartoonish and fun page for the kid.
Okay, well, obviously, there's so many things to choose from that distracts us, but let alone children. You say that you want to help 1 million children. What's your view there? What's your goal there?
Yeah, so for Australia, we're looking at there's about, so from 0 to 18 years old, there's about 4.5 million child in Australia, and in terms of statistic, the official survey would say that there is one child out of 10 in a classroom who has dyslexia. So that's already 500,000 just in Australia, and so in a way, because we have an app and we can actually deploy it very easily and everywhere, the goal is really to help 1 million children throughout 2020.
A fine goal to have there. Thank you so much for joining us in the studio. That's Hugo Richard there, who lives with dyslexia and is hoping through his startup company, Dystech, he'll be able to help 1 million children by 2020. It's now news time.